Greetings, family. It's your minister, Maricus Ellis, here with another Bible recap video. Again, I want to thank everyone for continuing this journey with us as we read the Bible collectively in chronological order. It's been a blessing to me in my life, and I hope it's been a blessing to you and yours as well. But in today's episode of our Bible recap videos, we're going to be looking at the book of Ecclesiastes. The book of Ecclesiastes is a part of what we call wisdom literature. Remember that the Bible has different genres, and this falls under that wisdom literature genre, along with Proverbs and Job and books of those nature. But as we look at the book of Ecclesiastes, it really puts life into perspective. And if you're not careful, you might leave Ecclesiastes thinking, well, why am I even existing? What's the point of even living? Because the common theme and the redundant phrase of the entire book is vanity. Futile, right? That everything is in vain. Everything is vanity. It is empty. It's void. All right, and it's like, well, what are we here for? But when you really read the book, it puts things in perspective to say that none of it means anything without God. That no matter how much money you make, no matter how many degrees you have behind your name, no matter how successful you are in this world, it will all vanish away. That everything will fail, that all things will perish, and the only thing that will stand the test of time is God's word. And beloved, and Solomon, the wisest, or one who's considered the wisest man who walked the face of the earth outside of Jesus, the one of the wealthiest men who lived on the face of the earth, he writes this book because he's lived a life and he saw the top. He's been at the pinnacle. He has climbed the ladder to success, and he gets to the top of that ladder and he says, y'all, it wasn't worth it. It just isn't worth it. That God is the ultimate source of fulfillment and joy and satisfaction and peace. And not only that, but God controls all things. He says in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 that there's a time and a season for everything under the heaven, and God is in control of all of that. There's a time to weep. There's a time to be happy. There's a time to be sad. There's a time for mourning. There's a time for rejoicing. There's a time for dancing, a time not to dance, a time for war, a time for peace, all of these different things. And he lets us know that God is in control of all of it. As he continues through the book, he tells us to enjoy our life, but remember the main thing. Keep the main thing, and that's God. Make sure God is at the center of your life, and that you do all things unto his glory. He says that whatever we put our hands to, make sure we do it with all of our might, and that we do it unto the glory of God. So the book really puts things in perspective. That this life, that everything will pass away, and that we have to remember that the only thing that's eternal is God himself and God's word. And we need to stand on that word. We need to consume that word and live our lives based off of that word. And as he closes the book out, I love how he ends the book, and it's such great application for all of us. As he closes out the book, he lets us know the whole duty of man. That when it's all said and done, when this life is over, we sang this song, I'll Fly Away, that when this life is over and my journey is complete, my hope and prayer is that I've done all I can to honor God with my life. My hope and prayer is that I feared God and I kept his commandments. That's Solomon said that's the whole duty of man. Fear God and keep his commandments. Live a life that's pleasing and acceptable to God. Serve God with your entire being, beloved. And as we look at this, in every book we try to see Jesus, we see that Jesus dedicated his life to his Father. That he says that he's about his Father's business. right? That everything he does in Luke chapter 2, he says that didn't you know, he tells his mother and father, didn't you know I would be in my father's house or about my father's business? That from the early age of 12, Jesus knew his assignment and that life was worth living because there is a God, and his life was dedicated to serving God and fulfilling what God called him to do. And that should be our goal as well. So as we close out this Bible recap video and as we continue in journeying through the Bible, I pray that we remember to keep God at the center of our lives. That to keep the main thing, and that is God and his assignment for us, which is to live faithful to him and to make disciples, to bring heaven down to earth, to be a kingdom citizens, showing the light of Christ, the gospel of Christ to this entire world. So I pray that we'll keep that at the center and that we realize that all is vanity and that the only thing that is truly worth something is what we do for the Lord. So thank you for taking the time to listen to this Bible recap video. Share it with someone and let me know your thoughts from the book of Ecclesiastes and how it has encouraged you and built you up in the most holy faith as well. Well, we love you and may God bless you and may God forever keep you. Take care.